Welcome back, everybody. So I am super excited to be out very early in the morning because I am fishing a bait brand new to me, and that is your urchin baits. And more specifically, the Berkley Max Scent Moeba, which just dropped in the past couple days, sold out insanely fast. So the water is like glass right now. Let's get out there. Hopefully we can catch some. We'll talk about this guy a little bit. So unless you've been living under a rock, you've heard about the urchin baits. They took the bass fishing community by storm probably about 3-ish months ago, maybe even longer. And everybody started going crazy as soon as the Koiki came out. After the Koiki, every brand has made their own version of it, essentially. Berkley just came out with this one just a couple days ago, sold out insanely fast. They are expensive. All urchin baits are expensive. You're looking at $20 for, like, I think the Koikis. There are some cheaper ones, but for the most part, they're expensive for one bait. So we're gonna go out and learn together. I've never fished any type of urchin bait, so we're gonna have to kind of see how that goes. I'll rig it a number of different ways so you guys can learn from my mistakes. Hopefully not waste $15 on a bait by destroying it. But from what I understand, this is a little bit different than the other urchin baits out there. A lot of them, from what I understand, are made of the TPE material, which is like your elastic stuff. It's buoyant, indestructible, essentially. This is made out of the Max Scent plastic, so should act a little bit differently. So we're gonna learn together, get out there, hopefully catch some fish. Let's get after it. Like all urchin baits, they come in absolutely massive containers, and that is to go ahead and protect those appendages or tentacles, whatever you want to call them, because they will warp and whatnot when they're laying on their side. So it's basically suspended in there on a wire. So we'll go ahead and keep these containers because I don't have a great way to store them either. But yeah, we have an entire thing of rigging tackle. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we can do with it. I haven't watched a lot on YouTube or anything else like that, so I don't know exactly the best way to rig it. I've heard that people are using treble hooks, and that's kind of been the standard, so we are gonna try that, but we're gonna try some other stuff too. And again, show you guys essentially what to do or what not to do so you don't waste your own money. So when you pop these guys open, they do have a foil lid and then come on a wire like this. So slide this guy off of here. You have a little hole. A lot of them have holes, I guess. You can put nail weights in there, I guess, is kind of the expectation. But we are for sure going to go ahead and put on a spring keeper because these are not cheap, and I don't want to lose one, especially immediately. But so that's something that we're going to do no matter what. I don't know how many people use those. I would assume that'd be a pretty standard thing. But yeah, so let's go ahead and put on our spring keeper, get rigged up, start chucking this thing around because there are fish down there. All right, so we got her in there. In all honesty, the material is a little bit tougher than I thought it would be. So that's probably a good thing because you probably have a little bit more longevity with it. So we got her in there. The only way that I've seen people really rig this, again, is with the treble hook. So we're going to go ahead and skin hook this guy through the material, obviously through our spring keeper, so we don't end up losing it immediately. And then we'll kind of go from there. Wind did pick up a little bit, so that's kind of unfortunate. So we might have to add some weights. Again, I haven't seen people do too much with weights with the thing besides put in a nail weight. So we'll go ahead and rig this guy up, start chucking around, see if we can't catch fish. If it gets a little too difficult to kind of manage this thing in the wind, we'll have to figure something out from there. But let's get after it. All right, there we go. Now, a lot of these other materials, yep, they are TPE and they float. So this one is not. It will sink. So we're going to fish it a lot like a Senko and kind of go from there. Let's see how she goes. Doesn't cast too bad. I've got it on medium heavy tackle. I'm sure your most likely way to go ahead and fish this is probably like a Senko or almost like a jerkbait fluke sort of deal. And obviously you can throw it on drop shot and all sorts of other stuff. With a treble hook, I am fishing some grass So we're gonna have to play that by ear to see how much it gets hung up, and if we end up having to switch a little bit. But we're fishing. No way in the... Oh, I had a bite. That was the third cast. All right. That's not ideal about hookup ratios. This thing does fall insanely slow, and that's obviously because of all those appendages and whatnot. That was our third cast, and we had a bite. Felt good. There's one. Oh! All right. That is 2 casts back to back. We've missed this guy. All right. And that's what I've been hearing, is that it is not super easy to go ahead and hook fish on this guy. But they clearly like it. I wonder if that was the same fish or not. Got one. I'm going to give him a second. Still got it. Yep. All right. There we go. In the same spot. Oh my. Maybe we should not have given him a second. That thing is all the way down there. And I'm talking all the way. Okay. It's right in the corner, but still, holy cow. And this is the smaller of the Moebas. They did sell out insanely fast, so I got the 3.5. Oh, even though it was completely in there, barely had him hooked. Right in the corner. All right. Not a bad start, maybe a 1.5. All right. There we go. Let's take a look at our bait, see if anything's happened to it. Still looks, oh. All right, so we have one appendage that has gotten quite, I don't know how much longer she's gonna last. That's not good. But besides that, not bad. But that appendage right next to the hook is, I feel like, gonna go pretty darn quick. So, but for fishing for 5 minutes and 3 bites, they could have all been from the same fish. It was right in the same area. So, but that's a good start. We'll just have to give them a half second longer when they bite before setting the hook. And I assume, like, all those appendages, to be honest, they probably impede hook setting a fair amount. I mean, they're not that much different than a weed guard. A little bit more flimsy, but those appendages, when they're falling in the water, they should be just quivering and trembling and everything else like that, just giving a ridiculous amount of action. That fish obviously loved it. Those appendages are also going to make it a little bit more difficult to cast. Not going to have quite the casting distance, and I assume that's probably why people throw on nail weights and everything else like that. This isn't too bad, but we aren't fishing with any wind, so the wind did die down, so that kind of helps us out. But see if we can't get some more. Got one. It's got it. Got him. That's not a bad one. Get in here, buddy. It's not super big. All the way down there again. All right. Try not to grab any of those appendages. Right in the top, not bad. There you go. Decent little fish. All right. I was just looking at water temps, and we are in the 60s, like low 60s right now, upper 50s. So we should have some fish that are close to spawning right about now. If they haven't started, probably in the next couple days. Should be able to see some beds at least. I haven't seen anything yet, but if we have a calm day with some sun, should be able to see some. But that's our second fish. Doesn't look any more beat up, but not a bad deal. The treble hook certainly works. Just got to give it a little bit extra time, just an extra second. They don't seem to mind holding on to it, that's for sure. And that probably has to do with a lot with that max scent too. I absolutely love max scent worms, the flatworms especially. There's one. Oh, he boiled. He's got it. Get him. Oh, not any bigger. Every one of them has a face full of Moeba. And this does a lot better than I thought it would as far as hooking. You just have to give them a second. Like, it's not hooking them deep. It's generally right in the corner. I don't know if that's because of those, don't grab that appendage. I don't know if it's because of the appendages that they aren't able to get it down super deep, which is a good thing, but also why you have to give them a second. A little skinnier, probably not spawning, but all right. How's she looking? Looks good. Oh, she's starting to get torn up. Oh no. I don't think I brought any super glue, but I would most certainly recommend a screw keeper, because that, I don't know how well you can see it, but that is getting quite torn up right next to right where we skin hooked it. So if you're just straight hooking this thing without a screw lock keeper, I don't know how many fish you're going to keep it through, to be honest. I think that's probably the one that we have on right now probably saved us from losing it on that fish. Got one. Yep, still got it. Get him. Oh, that's not a bad one. That's oh, bigger than the rest. Oh man. No. Oh, don't go in the wood. That is definitely the biggest one for the day. He got every bit of that thing in there. There we go. Again, right in the roof. That's probably a 2.5, 2 3/4. It looks like it's deep down there, but again, I don't know if it's just the tentacles or what, but not a bad fish. There we go. Let her go. They don't have any beat up tails yet, so they must not be right into spawn yet. There she's off. We've made it, I don't even know how far down shore, 20 yards, 30 yards, and we've had what, 3, 4 fish? You know, I like this thing a lot. I don't know that it's gonna work in every situation. We're gonna have to cut our line because they keep sucking that thing down there. We're gonna have to see how long or how durable she is. But yeah, that treble hook, it works. Got one. Still got it, yep. Got him. Oh, he threw it. Oh, that's the first one we missed. Huh. Must not have let that one have it quite long enough. We did have the drag set a little bit looser from that last fish, but I love this thing. There's one. Give him a second. Get him. Not a big one. But he's not a bad one. Oh, he threw it. What are we doing? No. We had him hooked well. There's one. Little guy. Tiny. Holy cow. How did we end up even catching him? Look at that. An absolute face full of Moeba. He's a fat little guy though. They get hooked way better than I ever thought they would with this treble hook. I don't know how he sucked that whole thing down. Our Moeba is getting torn right down the middle. Fat little guy. Right down the middle she is. I would most certainly recommend probably some super glue. Our spring is holding phenomenally well, so that's good. We might end up, another thing I was thinking about doing, and we might end up doing it now because our hook is not really skin hooked or anything anymore, is to go ahead and take here. Let's go ahead and do it right now. So if you've ever bought like an aerator or anything else like that, they always come with that plastic tubing. You can buy it from probably pet store. You can probably buy it from Walmart. Just a little bit of flexible plastic tubing, and that will hold on. See if we can do this without cutting ourselves. There we go. Cutter on one side. Cutter down the other. And that will work great as a stopper to prevent that urchin bait from slipping down. And it's pretty stiff, but it does a wonderful job. So we'll go ahead and get that guy on there. See if we can't catch some more. All right, and there you have it. Just a little piece of tubing put on there, and then you can obviously cut it down to as small as you want and whatnot. A little goes a long way. You don't need very much at all. That tubing, if you got like a 4-inch piece, it would probably be good for a long time. But going. Give him a second. Get him. Stay out of the weeds. Oh, there he is. Not a big one. It's like the first one that we've had hooked kind of protruding from the mouth. Little guy. Getting fat. For the spawn, I haven't seen too much spawning activity. I've seen a couple that look like there might be some beds, but the fish that we've caught, there we go. One. They haven't had any red tails. I haven't seen any of them bleeding or anything else like that. There we go. His tail's, yeah, his tail's fine. A little split, but big old, not big body, but big body for as small of a head and mouth as you got. There we go. All right. I had 2 bites in the same area, so we might go ahead and anchor down and fish here for a little bit. There's one's got it. Get him. Oh. Oh. All right. Get him unhooked. I can understand why people love to scope with this thing. It shows such a massive mark because of all those appendages. All right, let him go. We're catching very consistent fish. I was hoping that there'd be, you know, 1 or 2 that are 4 pounds, but a bunch of 2 and 2.5s aren't bad. Got one. Got it. Get him. You a decent one? No, not really. Not bad though. Oh, that hook is, I don't know where it is. Oh, weird, right in his tongue. All right, where are our pliers? Oh, there we go. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Another solid 2 1/4. They are liking this, and I am too. Can't believe it took me this long to try one of these out. I don't know that it's the, again, unless you're adding a weight or something like that, I don't know it's the greatest to use in wind unless you're throwing with the wind, because you just don't have very much control. And it's kind of like a Senko, as you get too much wind and it's just not going to fall normal or anything else like that. So you might have to end up using a nail weight or something of that sort to go ahead and get it to have any sort of action that you want. But there's one. Yep. Not a big one, tiny little guy. Ski you right on in. Oh. Oh. I'm not gonna mess around with you. Little lip piercing there. There we go. Let him go. Felt one pop it. You still got it. Yep. Yep. Little guy. Why are the little... Oh, gosh. Came off. Why are the little ones hitting it the hardest? Like, they feel like an actual pop, and the rest of them are kind of just like a real light Senko bite. Little guy. Little one. All right. Let's go ahead and switch on over to something else now. All right, we said we were going to go ahead and fish this multiple ways, but we've only fished it, I would assume, the way that most people have. So we're going to go ahead and put it on a little drop shot with an EWG. We got the new holographic silver out there. In all honesty, that little drop shot hardly changes the fall rate. I bet it's probably a foot every 2 seconds. And I bet without it, it's probably a foot every 3, maybe 4. So I guess it does make it a little bit quicker, but you are still able to fish this mighty slow. So let's go ahead and see if we can't end up catching a couple fish like this. Got one. Got him. On the drop. Oh, we lost him. Well, shoot. Doesn't bode well. Doesn't bode well for this technique. But we missed a couple on the treble initially too. So just got to figure out how to catch them best. I instantly have another bite. Yep, I do. We'll give him a second. He's running with it. Get him. Back-to-back casts. That one I think he hooked up with. Doesn't feel very big though. Nope. Not very big. Oop. On the trap shot. Hooked right in the roof. Ooh. Come on now. There we go. Little guy. Alright, that doesn't bode well for this, though, because we have line everywhere. And don't want a technique that's going to destroy this more than what's already probably going to happen. So we've had 2 bites. We tore our skin hook completely out. So again, the only thing that kept that fish on there, or I guess our bait on there, was our, oh my gosh, might just be easier to cut. Actually, we'll undo this. But yeah, the only thing that kept our bait on there was our spring. So if you guys are using this, I would 100% recommend putting the spring on there, because I'm pretty sure we would have lost it after 1 fish, and they're not, I don't think there are many or any baits worth $15 for 1 fish. So there we go. What we could do is put a little piece, and we actually might, we'll go ahead and put a piece of our tubing on the bottom and on the top, so that doesn't end up happening again. But if you guys are using these springs, spring locks, got one, had one. But oh, still got one. Get him. Couldn't even tell. Boat was moving. He's probably hooked a little bit deeper than I'd want. Oh no. Still see the hook. We're good. Come on now. Just in the roof. Little guy. On the drop shot. There we are. The whole thing in there. Even in that little guy. I do have the small Moeba. There is a bigger one, so I think these rigs, I think everything kind of works. You just have to make sure that they eat it well enough. You just have to kind of give them an extra second, more than you probably would with a Senko or anything else like that. Yep. Yep. That's not a bad one. Oh boy. Ah! It's out of the trees. Well, that's not bad fish at all. Is that the biggest one of the day? If it's not, it's close. No, he's not that. Not that big. Just a very nice 2 1/4. He liked it too. Don't have a super heavy duty wire hook. Ooh, he was not coming off. Come on now. There we go. Solid 2 1/4. Caught a lot of you guys today. And she's off. A little bit clearer water over here. I was trying to still see if there was any beds or anything like that, but I haven't seen anything. That little piece of tubing did save us though, again, because that tubing is all the way up on the neck, or that bend of the EWG, so saved us getting torn up a little bit there. Got one, I think. Yep, you definitely got. Oh, you drop it? I think he dropped it. That or he's swimming at me. Oh yeah, he's swimming. He's got it. Get him. Oh boy. Ugh. I'll have to get that out. Oh. Alright. Got her all done. off. All right, we've caught some fish on 2 different techniques. Let's go ahead and change on over to a new one. A little bit different. All right, we got tied on a Zapu rig. Basically, it's just a wacky rigged hook with a molded head. It works really well. I like using it for Senkos. I like using it for finesse worms and stuff like that. So let's see if this works also. This is going to be great if you end up trying to fish these things in a little bit deeper water. It doesn't, I just checked, it does not have an incredibly fast fall rate either. A little bit faster. I would say maybe a little bit faster than a Senko ordinarily would, but you would be able to fish this thing much deeper and still have a relatively slow fall. But let's see if we can catch a couple fish on this guy and maybe try something else. It should also help a ton with casting distance with the molded head and everything. There's one. Got it. Got him. On the Zapu. Keep them pinned. Oh, came undone. Every one we've had, we've caught most of them, but definitely had a fair number get off too. There's one. Give him a second, give him a second, give him a second. Get him, get him. Definitely get, oh, that's not a bad one. Oh, don't lose them. There we are. Little, yeah, one and a half, 1 3/4. Nothing too exciting. Right to the roof. Oh, come on. Come on. He wasn't coming undone. Nice little guy. Again, I have not seen a single one with tails beat up or anything. They should be very close to spawning. Very close. But, all right. We've caught one on every single rig. We've missed 1 or 2, but we're gonna try something that I have been thinking about last night and into today. It's rigging it in a way that I don't think I've seen anybody. I mean, I haven't really watched any YouTube, so I don't know if anybody does rig it this way, but we are gonna go ahead and maybe create something new, which doesn't happen very often. All right, hear me out. So this is what we've got. So we still have our treble because it seemed to do pretty well with hooking up with fish this morning, and we can throw it on a little bit heavier tackle. That's obviously kept in still with our spring keeper, but on the bottom we have a spring keeper again with the smallest little drop shot weight you've ever seen. I think it's a 16th ounce. I think I bought these microfishing or for microfishing on eBay like a long time ago. And I guess the reason I'm doing this is, like, my concern earlier before using this at all is you have so much weight at the top of this that this hook is going to roll. And throughout the day, I've had a couple times where I've been fishing next to rock and whatnot to where these hooks do roll over and get stuck in the rock. So the hook that I was using, it's got some blunted edges now, so we'd have to either, you know, sharpen or use a new hook or something like that. So hopefully throwing this will keep this bait a little bit more upright and potentially, I don't know, but maybe get a few more better hook sets, because obviously those hooks are pointed up. They're not, you know, rolling anywhere else and whatnot. This should also help you fish a little bit deeper water if you need to, and also will help out with casting a little bit too. So that's what we're going to go ahead and try. We're going to see how it goes. It's kind of like a disassembled Jika rig, I guess, kind of, sort of. If this isn't done by somebody already, we're calling it the 608 rig, Make that popular. But let's go ahead and see if it works first. And using the drop shot weight on the other one that we had used earlier, it isn't the 16th ounce makes it fall just like perfectly slow. So let's see if we can't catch a couple fish, see what our hookup ratio is, if it's any better, and then we'll see kind of how the hook points are at the end of the day too, to see if this is helpful. I've got something. First one. Gonna keep them hooked up. Of course we are. Now did everything hold together? Well, yeah, well, 2-pounder, and we still got a weight. I think we do. We do. Look at that. We haven't gotten hung up yet. Hey, we might have made something. Got one. Oh my. There's another one. That's not a bad one. 2 3/4. And we're all still together. We're 2 for 2. We might be onto something. Got one. Get him. Oh boy. Oh, is he bigger? You're just fighting harder. Oh, that's not a bad one. Oh, keep him pegged. It's not a bad one at all. Not a bad one at all. Skin hooked him. So that one got a couple sores on him. My one might be getting ready to spawn a little bit, or getting beds ready at least. All right, that is it for today. We didn't catch anything real massive, but we caught a lot of decent fish, and this Moeba impressed me. I thought it was a bit of a gimmick, but it did insanely well. I don't know if that's the case for all urchin baits. Again, this is the only one I've ever used, but it did phenomenally well. I love max scent baits, and the fish do too. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So we caught fish on every type of rig that we used. So there's a ton of versatility in this bait. It doesn't have to be just super finesse by any means. I do like the treble hook. I think that does the best. The pros know what they're doing. I think we had the best hookup ratio with that. And I like that you can throw it on a little bit heavier tackle than something super finesse. That being said, I would not throw this thing without a spring lock of some sort, a center pin, something, because max scent is great, fish love it, but it isn't insanely durable, and I'm pretty sure we would have lost this after 2 fish if we didn't have that lock already in there. So yeah, I would most certainly recommend that. They're not expensive. The one I used was the one from VMC. It wasn't the one I probably would have preferred. Owners got some good ones too, but it's the one I had, so that's what we used. But it did phenomenally well. Never ripped out. We still could probably catch plenty of fish on this. The only rips I think that we actually had in this bait were from us skin hooking it. So I don't even know that you would need to skin hook the thing. Again, once you go ahead and put this in a spring lock and then run your treble or whatever hook you want through it, you do want some sort of stopper so that it accidentally doesn't come undone when you're casting or something like that. And again, for me, I just use tubing from like an aerator, like a Baby Bubbles or something like that. Pet stores have them, Walmart has them. They give you have tons of feet of it, and you need like inches, so just cut it down to size. Works super well, and yeah, you have tons of it. So as far as our rig though, the rig that I kind of came up with, I don't know if anybody else has ever used it. It wouldn't surprise me if somebody's used it before. I mean, There are tons of people that are very innovative in the fishing world, but I hadn't seen anybody do this. I haven't obviously watched a whole lot on YouTube or any social media to see if anybody has, but this did insanely well. I was able to cast it a little bit better in some of the wind, so that was great. These appendages, they do catch a lot of wind, so I was able to cast a little bit further. I didn't lose a fish when I hooked up with them. I think we were 3 for 3. 3 for 3, now the fish came off. It's a little bit different than the Jika rig. I don't know if there would necessarily be much difference as far as leverage goes, seeing how you have the hook at the bottom of the bait instead of the attached to the hook, but we didn't have a fish come off, so did well as far as that goes. If this hasn't been made by anybody, we're calling it the 608 rig. Hopefully that catches on, but we might end up coming out and fishing with this rig exclusively because this is absolutely phenomenal. The other thing that a lot of people have issue with as far as these urchin baits go is their storage. If you leave them, you know, on a surface or something like that, the appendages will get kind of warped and whatnot. We'll put them in their original packages, you know, when we're done with it, if we don't just absolutely tear them up the next time we go out fishing. So I'm sure they'll come out with some sort of storage container in the future. Some fishing company will, but yeah, I like it a lot. I wish it wasn't $15. You know, everything's expensive this day and age, but I do like it a lot. But I would not recommend using this thing without a spring, because you don't want to catch a 1-2 pounder, have this thing fly off and ruin your day. So go out and get you some. I like it. Works well. We're coming out and fishing with our rig again. But if you guys like these urchin baits, by all means comment any sort of tips, tricks, or anything else like that that you guys have. I've got some other ideas as far as what we can do with it also, but that'll be for another video. As always, if you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Until next one.